But I'll concede to that point, right? But I'll say this: what I do honestly think is that it's not a
Can y'all hear me
100
now?
days plan because we're right about
Okay.
we can hear you. It's right about the 100 days mark. He understands that it's a 4-year plan, and I do not think that we are going to be anywhere near where we are right now. This is the first 100 days. He's taken more action than most presidents have taken in their first year. Whether you agree or disagree with it, he's extremely active. He's not vacationing every other day. He's really honestly trying to do something. And he's how effective he's going to be at it, we'll see. Midterms are going to decide a lot. So if he doesn't do this correctly by the midterms, we got issues because people are going to vote him out of power essentially, and it'll be the same thing like Mitch McConnell and Obama when the 2 years was up in his term, and he will be virtually powerless. So he doesn't have an entire 4 year. He has a year and a half from now, just about, to really shape things up, and then we're going to see what happens from there. But I'm going to tell you right now, get this sound clip. The midterms is actually going to be more red seats than blue.
As of right now, Trump's approval rating is 44%. It's down from 5.49% since March. It's the lowest approval rating since Biden at 54% at the 100-day mark. Barack Obama was rated at 62%. George W. Bush was 63% at the 100-day mark. I'm telling you, if people had a chance today, I'm not saying maybe 4 years from now or 3 years from now that they might not feel it. I'm saying if everybody had a chance today to go and change their vote or re-vote, Trump will probably lose the election.
I agree.
Right. Based off of what's going on now, yeah.
Because and let's say, and I don't know, maybe Sweeney has said this before I had to go out and come back in. The average American, the typical American, is very fickle, and they only care about their bottom line, regardless of whether it's for the good of the long term of the nation or whatever. What Trump doing might be for the best long term prospect for the nation, but the people voting today care about today.
My eggs are $7.99 a dozen. I don't give a
fuck. They care about my eggs. Hold on, my eggs.
Period.
I don't give a fly fuck what you're trying to
say. That's bird flu.
But also,
that's bird flu doing that.
I know. I'm just saying, like,
how many people know that, Trev?
Yeah, it's $7.99 because there's
everybody watching the news and who chooses to be informed, which is not nearly enough people. I get it.
Which is the vast majority of the nation is not informed.
Most people are uninformed. They're looking at, why is my gas so high? Why is my egg so high?
And a lot of that has to, but they need to be informed because a lot of the things, the questions that they have answers to them, and they're blaming the wrong part, and they're not doing their part to change what.
You're talking about what they should be doing versus who they are.
At the same time, we have to. Should we not hold people accountable to know what goes down in our government or judicial system? Should we not know? We have to know. We need to hold these people accountable.
Y'all are
we
making
need to say, "Hey, look, learn
this shit." All we're arguing is if people were to re-vote today, this was the argument. If people were to re-vote today, Trump would probably lose. We were met with, I disagree. All me and Doug Will are doing is pointing out to you why we believe that would happen. Whether you want to call the people of America ignorant or not, it does not matter, because based off of how people feel, if they were to re-vote today, whether it's good for them or not, they would say, I'd rather go with Kamala than to go with Trump because I don't like what's going on right now.
And that's fine. I will agree with you that most people, when they're put in a situation like this, they're going to go ahead and, change their minds. And that's fine. But also, we do have to state facts instead of just like, yeah, that is a fact. Like, yeah, they might choose whatever the case may be. You brought up the statistics. But we also have to bring up the other things as well as to what is really going on in this world and why these changes are being made. Because it's not like we're just coming out of this shit with our ass. It's not like this shit is just happening just because of vengeance. It's because there are certain countries that are trying to take down the US dollar. And then what happens when that happens? Now our money starts getting even worse than it already is when we're already in a bunch of fucking debt. And a lot of it has to do with the way this whole thing is going on.
Voters remain gloomy about the economy at 71% rate. Economic conditions negatively, and 55% say it is getting worse for their family. Both of those.
What's the source?
Fox News. Both of those numbers are slightly improvements compared to where they stood in December. Still, only 28% say it feels like they're going to get better by a 22-point margin. More think Trump's policies are hurting rather than helping the economy. Trump is underwater by a narrower 11-point margin when voters are asked what they expect from his policies in the long run. That means if he were to rerun today, he'd probably take a L.
I don't think so.
Have y'all been watching these Republican town halls and how people in
They are going off.
They are going to fuck off on them.
Yeah, but those people are sent there to do that shit. Those are deliberate.
No, they're not.
Those disruptors. Those disruptors. Have you seen them?
Disruptors.
Those are not disruptors, Trev. Those are people that live in those districts.
Seen a lot of them, man.
Them are real people, bro. These people are upset, bro. They are not happy. Now, granted, y'all may be right. I mean, I would argue that y'all could be right. That what he's doing may be for the better in the long run. But when you think about how people think, they are not rocking with him right now. As far as like, if there is still a significant number that rocks with Trump, true. But if you were to try to, if people were to try to revote, if you had an election today based off of what's going on today, a lot of people would say, I would rather go back to whatever that was before than to do what we're doing right now. And it may not, they may be voting wrong, but a lot of people vote wrong.
What have y'all started paying more for so far? What I mean, okay, we understand the retirement plan. If you're retiring this year or next year, I understand that part. Okay, cool. That's a valid concern. But outside of that, the eggs? Okay, we got the bird.
Well, I can tell you right now. In my industry, there's already a concern about the prices of hair products going up.
But did they go up? How much are you paying more now versus
it doesn't matter.
A couple weeks ago?
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? How does it not matter what you're paying?
I'm gonna explain. While they may not be up right now, just the general concern that they might go up is all that it takes.
Sweeney, they missing the point of what we're saying. Y'all are overestimating.
No, I'm not. We all are getting exactly what you're saying. I can regurgitate. I can repeat exactly. You're stating that based off of the statistics from what he read on Fox News. 44% of Americans are going to choose the other side because they are struggling right now based off of what is going on as of right now. That is verbatim what he stated. So I understand what he stated, but I was also letting him know that, yeah, that might be the case, but this is the reason why these changes are being made. Whether we agree with them or not, that's just what's going down. We can speak what ifs or if people could or this and that, but that's not the option we have here. The option we have right now is to understand what is going on, why these changes are being made, and what is being done about them. And then from there we can.
And look, watch this. Now look, you know how easy this is to flip. Look, check this out. Now watch this. You just demonstrated how fickle Americans are, right? Right. Yeah. So let's just say if I'm Trump, right, and I understand my points could go down 5 months. I could go down 5 points in a month. It's probably a way I could go up 10 points in a month. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna throw a stimulus out right before midterm and watch it fly.
He could do that.
I'm gonna say I found all this.
He could do that. We're not saying that there's no potential for him. We're saying if voters had to revote today, I'm not saying by midterm if he did some shit that'll get voters back on his side, or if all this shit tend to work out and eventually in the next 2 years, would they still? I'm saying if voters had to revote today, just the fear alone, that's why I say it doesn't matter, because we're already in this industry, we're already fearing the prices of hair products going up. It don't require for it to actually happen. All we got to do is think that it's going to happen, and we're going to say, "No, I'd rather not that." Because you got to think, we're if I'm a regular, because I'm a regular day person, right? I'm in the industry. If I had a chance to vote for the prices to stay the same as they are right now, or potentially for them to go up 20% in 3 months, even though, like to Trey's point, it did not happen. But if you were to ask me, the regular consumer, which area would I vote for? I would tell you, I would much rather the prices not go up 20%. I'm going to go in the opposite direction. It doesn't require it to actually happen for it to sway my vote.
Well, I found
That's the regular.
articles.
That's your regular American.
I found articles cited by what is it, Reuters?
Reuters.
WSJ, The Nation, and U.S. Today, Forbes, all that says that despite economic challenges linked to tariffs, many Americans continue to support Donald Trump due to their belief in his long-term vision for the country's economic independence and job creation. A Pew Research Center survey indicates that 70% of Republicans approve of his tariff increases, viewing them as necessary steps to protect American industries and reduce reliance on foreign imports. Even among those directly affected, such as Kentucky farmers facing reduced demand for soybeans due to some other shit. But due to trade tensions with China. So they still support
Well,
persistent
that's
hopes.
Republicans. That's not Americans. That's just Republicans.
Well, all I'm
That was
saying
a
is
lot of,
if you
he
look
swayed a lot of votes. He swayed a lot of votes that weren't actually hard-nosed Republicans during the election.
I'm just saying with that, I still don't feel like
that's how you win.
is enough voting, is enough people out there heartbroken or torn to the point that they would vote in the states that count, has the highest count for the electoral push to swing in favor of Kamala Harris because of that. I don't see it mathematically.
But you're missing a point. Again, you just read a stat that only talked about Republicans, not Americans. The thing that I quoted was American approval rate, not just the Republicans, the entire country. His approval rating at the point in which he was elected was significantly higher than what it is today. And if you're talking about a significant drop in his approval rating, then you can bet for sure that he will have a significant drop in how many people are willing to vote for him. That's all I'm talking about.
Your side has just as much validity as this one because it's all based on speculation. But then we could also say if Kamala were in office up until this time, and we looked at her first 100 days, then she could have suffered even a worse landslide.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.